Jeffrey Epstein, the complete story of his life. From an ordinary teacher to one of the darkest figures of the 21st century. Jeffrey Edward Epstein was born on January 20th, 1953, in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in a middle-class family. His father, Seymour Epstein, worked as a gardener and in maintenance services for the city. His mother, Pauline Epstein, was a homemaker and a school assistant. The family was Jewish and religious, but not wealthy. Epstein's childhood was neither tragic nor luxurious. It was an ordinary life in an ordinary New York neighborhood. From an early age, he was considered a bright child, particularly strong in mathematics, physics, and logical thinking. At the same time, he had very few close friends. He kept to himself and, early on, gave the impression of someone who enjoyed control and power. Epstein enrolled at Cooper Union and later at New York University, but he never completed his studies and did not earn a degree. This is where the first strange turn in his life begins. Teaching career. Despite having no college degree, in the early 1970s, Epstein unexpectedly secured a job as a mathematics and physics teacher at the elite private Dalton School in Manhattan. His students were children from some of the wealthiest families in New York. He quickly built useful connections. He knew how to charm adults and present himself as a genius. However, rumors of inappropriate behavior soon began to circulate around him, and in 1976, he was dismissed. The official reason given was violations of professional standards. Through the connections of his students' parents, Epstein entered the investment bank Bear Stearns. This was truly remarkable. No formal education, no professional experience, but an extraordinary ability to persuade. He advanced quickly and worked with extremely wealthy clients, including international investors and billionaires. In the early 1980s, Epstein left the firm and founded his own company, J. Epstein and Company. Officially, Epstein claimed that he managed the fortunes of ultra-wealthy individuals and earned a percentage from their assets. However, who exactly paid him remains unknown. His net worth was estimated at hundreds of millions of dollars, with some sources suggesting it may have reached billions. By the 1990s, Epstein was living like a member of an exclusive global elite. Real estate, a mansion in New York City, one of the largest private residences in Manhattan, a luxury ranch in New Mexico, a villa in Florida, the private island, Little St. James, in the Virgin Islands, later nicknamed the Pedoff Island. Transportation, a private jet known as the Lolita Express, flights without standard security checks, secret passenger lists. Among his acquaintances and guests were politicians, businessmen, scientists, members of royal families. Epstein had a unique ability to make people feel chosen and important, and he exploited this skill. How the system worked. According to investigators, Epstein recruited underage girls, often from poor or vulnerable families, promised money, help, and career opportunities, then committed sexual crimes against them. Many of the victims later became recruiters themselves. This system operated for decades. First arrest and the deal of the century, 2008. In 2005 to 2006, Florida police launched an investigation. The evidence was serious, and the number of victims reached dozens. Yet in 2008, Epstein received an infamously lenient sentence, 13 months in jail, with permission to leave during the day for work, registration as a sex offender. This agreement is still considered one of the most shameful deals in the history of the American justice system. Return and second arrest. After his release, Epstein resumed his luxurious lifestyle, continued flying, and maintained contact with influential figures. In 2019, federal authorities arrested Epstein again, this time on charges of sex trafficking and sexual exploitation of minors. He now faced the possibility of life imprisonment. On August 10, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell in New York. The official ruling was suicide. However, surveillance cameras were not functioning. Guards allegedly fell asleep. His cellmate had been removed shortly before. This fueled thousands of conspiracy theories, many of which persist to this day. After his death, new investigations began. Documents were unsealed, names were revealed, and victims started receiving financial compensation. Yet the central question remains unanswered. How many people were involved? And why have so many never been held accountable?